A warm welcome to everyone present here. I'm Shweta from first year CACT. It's my pleasure to host this wonderful Alumni Talk series. Without further delay, I'd like to call upon S. Amala Monica from first year CAC department to welcome us all. Handing over to Amala Monica.
Thank you, Sweta. Am I visible, Sweta?
You're audible, but you're not visible. Yeah,
Now?
now you are. Now you are.
Thank you. Good morning to one and all present here for today's Alumni Talk series, Practicing Good Cyber Hygiene and Habits in Online World. On this auspicious occasion, myself, Amala Monica, as a student of CSE Department of Pearsoney College of Engineering and Technology, I would express my gratitude to everyone for selecting me to welcome you all. The Computer Science and Engineering Department is privileged to guide the students beyond their routine classroom lectures through this webinar. This webinar aims in guiding and assessing the students in order to enrich their abilities in practicing good cyber hygiene and habits in future. As part of this blessed event, I would like to invite the gathering. First of all, I would like to invite our resource person, Ms. Pratima Pradhan, Senior ICT Officer, Booth and Computer Incident Response Team, Department of Information Technology and Telecommunication, Ministry of Information and Communications, Royal Government of Bhutan, 2011 batch alumna. I welcome you, ma'am. I need to thank our chairperson, Mrs. K. Dhanalakshmi ma'am, and our pro-chairman, Mr. R.S.K. Raghuram sir, and our principal, Dr. D. Vasudevan sir, for arranging this great opportunity. And I must mention our deep sense invitation to our beloved HOD, Dr. D. Shanti ma'am, and our coordinator, Dr. R. Karthikeyan sir, and the professor of CSE department, Dr. N. Uma Mageshwari ma'am, who organized this webinar for students' benefit. I extend my hearty welcome to our staff members. At last but not least, I record my hearty greetings to all the students, the learners to the gathering. Once again, I welcome you all to this webinar. Thank you.
Sweta, you are in mute. Sweta?
Sorry, sir. Thank you, Amala Monica. Next, I warmly welcome Dr. N. Uma Maheshwari, ma'am, professor from CSE department, to deliver her address. Ma'am, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Sweta.
Thank you,
A
ma'am.
warm, thank you. A warm, pleasant good morning to all. First of all, I welcome our students, our faculty members, and our distinguished alumna in 2011 batch, Ms. Pratima Pradhan, Senior ICT Officer, Ministry of Information and Communication, Royal Government of Bhutan, for this Alumni Talk series on practicing good cyber hygiene habits in online work. Normally, cyber hyphen refers that is the how the users of computers and the users of other devices practices to maintain a healthy system and also in order to improve the online security. So normally, in order since in this pandemic situation, we all transfer from the physical system to the online system. So whatever the transactions or whatever the transfer of informations we are sharing, in order to have the secured online transactions, there are various possibilities are there. For example, we may set a strong password, or we may set some antivirus softwares, install some antivirus softwares, or we can update our softwares regularly, or we can back up our systems regularly. So these all are the some kinds of possibilities in order to improve the online security. So in this regard, today our distinguished, our strongest, and whatever to say, Pratima.
Thank you, ma'am.
So yes, okay, fine. So all the things will be in depth will be explained by our distinguished alumna. So welcome Pratima Pradhan. Really, it is
Thank you
happy
so
to
much.
see you in this alumni talk series. I welcome you, my hearty welcome for you in this alumni series.
Thank
Okay.
you so much, ma'am
Okay,
Maheshwari.
ma.
Glad to
Okay, ma.
see.
So dear students, you kindly participate. You kindly listen to to her wonderful words and make utilize of this event a grand success. Okay. Okay. Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am. You gave a beautiful intro about internet protection. Next, I would like to call upon Dr. R. Karthikeyan, webinar coordinator, professor from CSE department, to deliver his address. Sir, the stage is yours.
Yes, thank you, Sweta.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. So, very pleasant morning to one and all gathered here. We have initiated this alumni talk series during the last May 2020, during the very first lockdown of COVID-19. So why we have initiated this particular alumni talk series under the guidance of our head of the department, Dr. D. Shanti ma'am. During the very first lockdown, students, you are all residing in your home. So maybe the virtual environment is very new to you. So in order to encourage you all, so we have invited our alumni from various organizations. Very first alumni talk, we have invited our alumni from Google, Mountain View, California. So now this may be the 8th alumni talk. Today with us, Ms. Pratima Pradhan, Senior ICT Officer from Royal Government of Bhutan. Okay. So really we are all very much happy to invite our alumni to this alumni talk series and created an opportunity to interact with present students. So usually when we have initiated these kinds of alumni talk, regarding the placement perspective, we have started the sessions. How to build a resilient career, beyond ambition, from passion to innovation. Like that, we have organized some 3 series regarding to the employment perspective. Then we have organized some of the technical sessions towards Salesforce, emotional intelligence, and how to become a successful business analyst. Like that, we have organized some of the technical topics also during this alumni talk series. Before a month, a spark comes into your mind. A spark comes to my mind. So why we can't initiate some session on cyber security or some cyber hygiene environment? How this particular thought comes to into my mind is, one fine day afternoon, I received a call from one of the present third year students, Akash Permal. So he called me, sir, your Facebook account is hacked by someone, or somebody, they have created a Facebook account like you. He or she is chatting with me. So like that, he made a call. I shocked. After some time, I received a call from another alumni, 2012 batch. 2012 batch. Currently, he is in US Global Technologies, Malaysia. He called me, sir, through your Facebook account, some person is chatting with me. He's asking whether you are having a phone pay or Google Pay. I need some amount. Like that, he's telling. Okay. So really, I shocked. So immediately, we have put a complaint. Myself and my students and my the alumni, everybody who received this unwanted chat, they have raised a complaint in Facebook. So immediately the account has been closed. Immediately the account has been closed. After this particular incident, this particular concept comes into your mind. Why we cannot invite some of our alumni who is working in cybersecurity domain, just create the awareness among the students on hygiene use of cyber. Okay. So maybe next few days, I was in LinkedIn. So maybe frankly speaking, before that, I don't have communication with Pratima. Okay. During her graduation, I saw her. Okay. Maybe I hope. But during the LinkedIn, okay, when I was in LinkedIn, I saw Pratima is senior ICT officer. But I know already she is, because she has given the alumni database. She is working in ICT officer in Bhutan. But I never communicated her. After this incident, I saw her profile in LinkedIn. Immediately, a spark comes into my mind. Why we can't invite Pratima to interact with the present students? She is the right person to interact with our present students in this particular topic. Be the
So your voice is breaking.
2011 batch. I wish to invite her for this alumni talk series. At any moment during the approval from our HOD ma'am immediately accepted to invite Pratima. Okay, so today Pratima is with us to share her views on this practicing maybe the hygiene in the cybersecurity environment. Okay, really very happy. So, and one more objective of this organizing this alumni talk series is the present students, they will gain some motivation, or they received some expertise from their seniors. We are calling us alumni, but the present students, they are all your seniors. You can interact with them. You can interact with them. Yesterday we have a dry run. Really, all the students team who have participated in the dry run, really they have interacted well. So like the same, we are expecting the today's participants of the webinar. So not only the students are available, Pratima, your faculty members are also available in this webinar, in this alumni talk series, because by seeing the topic, really they are all much interested to participate in this webinar. Okay, so students, these kinds of alumni talk series, you have to utilize well in an effective manner. You get an input from our alumni for your bright success in your career. So maybe after 5 to 10 years, we have to invite you all for the future alumni talk series. That is our objective. Okay. So with these few words, thanks for the opportunity. So I joined with Sweta and Dr. N. Maheshwari, Professor CSE. So once again, I welcome our distinguished alumna, Ms. Pratima Pradhan, Senior ICT Officer, Royal Government of Bhutan. So really a very strong alumna, very dedicated student, because Pratima is my second batch student in PSNA. 2010 is the first batch for me. 2011, Pratima, she is one of the strongest and very committed personality. So I feel very happy to invite you, Pratima, for this alumni talk series. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
You gave a wonderful intro about the objective of Alumni Talk series and why do we need this cyber hygiene. The incidents were wonderful. Then today we have our alumni, Ms. Pratima Pradhan, to share her knowledge to us. Let us now hear a glimpse of her. Varsha from first year CAC department will be helping me in introducing our chief guest by introducing her. Handing over to Varsha.
Is my screen visible?
Yeah, Varsha, your screen is visible and you're audible.
Varsha, you can put a slideshow.
Thank you, Shweta. Our alumni, Ms. Pratima Pradhan, holds her degree in Computer Science and Engineering at PSNA College of Engineering and Technology of batch 2007 to 2011. As a result of sincere hard work and effort, she grabbed the position of Senior ICT Officer, Bhutan CART, Department of Information Technology and Telecom, Ministry of Information and Communications in the Royal Government of Bhutan. She also holds a master's degree in cybersecurity from Edutkovan University. She serves with the Royal Government of Bhutan for 9 years and worked for Royal Government of Bhutan's Electronic Government Interoperability Framework. At present, she is working for cybersecurity aspects of the country. We are so proud to invite her for sharing ideas on practicing good cyber hygiene and habits in online world.
So thanks, Sweta. Sorry, thanks, Varsha. So now it's happy for me to share some of the PSNA memories of Miss Pratima. So Pratima, all these memories for you. So you are having
Thank you.
your class group photo. You are standing
Yeah.
nearby Satyapriya, I guess. Am I right? Satyapriya,
Yes. And
And Gopi Sundaram,
remember
Priya,
that picture.
Pradeep, and Karthik. They are all your classmates. They are standing. Okay. So I have remembered even some of the names. Maybe it's maybe
Whitney's friends
Gopi
also,
Sundaram,
ma'am.
Karthik.
Hello?
Sir, you're not audible, sir. Yeah, sir, you're
Am I
audible.
audible now? Okay. I'm
Okay.
not poor Priya and your friends. So Pratima is sitting near Hemant Pradhan in the
Yes.
industrial visit, one of the industrial tour. That this photo is actually taken in our ground floor computer lab.
Yes, that one.
You are standing with your friends, Suren Rasali of B section. Suren Rasali, I hope you have remembered him, Suren Rasali of B
Yeah,
section.
it's
So
they are
these are all
here.
some of the memories. And this is your classroom. Pratima, this is your classroom.
Yes,
Muruga
that's
Pandi is taking photo. Muruga Pandi is taking the photo in your classroom. Okay. So, and these are all your classmates. Kannan, Gopi
thank you
Sundaram,
so much.
Karthik, everybody we are here. Okay. So just for PSNA memories of Pratima, we are sharing these few photos we have collected from Facebook or some other sources. Okay. This is for recollecting the memories of Pratima in PSNA. Really, the Pratima's batch, 2011 batch, I don't forget because I have handled two courses for them. Among the two courses, one of the courses middleware technologies, the very new course introduced by Anna University during the time. So really very first time I have handled the particular course. So I have worked with the students during the lab because during those days there is no internet. Everything we have to sit in the lab and we have to practice and we have to get output, especially on enterprise Java Bean and
Yeah.
Corba and Com. Okay, all these technologies are new to us during the time. So these students are very hardworking people, even for the academic as well as placements. During the placements time, they were available in the department up to 7 p.m. They were worked as a peer group. Even in the lab class also, they have worked beyond the working hours. Once they receive the output, whether they are happy or not, we are happy because very first time we have handled that particular lab. Okay, once they received output, we are all much happy. So very dedicated batch, 2011 batch. Okay, so really very nice memories of 2011 batch, especially Pratima. We are shared here. So Pratima, this is for you. Okay. So
Thank you
thank
so
you.
much, sir.
So thank you
This
all. Okay. Thank you.
I'm pleased to know about our alumni, and I can't wait to hear from her, Ms. Pratima Pradhan. It's a pleasure to have you here. We are awaiting to gain knowledge from you. The stage is yours.
really thank you so much, Sweta.
Thank you.
It was really a surprise for me because I wasn't expecting those collection of my pictures and then of my bio. It this is my first time that I am receiving about myself like from some other person. I'll share my screen and I'll start. So it's visible, right?
Yeah, it's visible.
Okay. Good morning, each and every one of you. Respected Karthikeyan sir, Madam Uma Maheshwari, and my previous teachers, professors, lecturers, as well as new professors who are there. Also, thank you to HOD CAC for giving the permission and as well as welcoming so warm-heartedly. I should start by showing my gratitude to every one of you because I'm here because of PSNA. My root starts from PSNA, and I feel really proud. I feel privileged and honored as well, and I feel really happy to be here today, even though I'm not physically, but even virtually, I'm here talking in front of you. When 10 years ago, I was at the receiving side. Um, so really, I'm really happy, and on behalf of myself and on behalf of my 2011 batchmates, with whom I don't have much contact other than having some Facebook updates. I would like to thank Karthikeyan sir for giving us so much appreciation even after 10 years. Like you must have handled a lot of batches, but you still feel that we were your favorite. So we're really happy. And yeah, so regarding myself, even though I joined Royal Government of Bhutan in 2012, the cybersecurity field I've been into only for around 2 years, including this year, right after my master's degree in cybersecurity. So I hope I have prepared for today's expectation. But if it doesn't meet at your expectation, then please forgive me, or you can always give me the questions or comments and feedback so that I can get you back in a couple of days. So I think I should begin because maybe you will have more questions later on. So I'll begin the presentation. So the presentation is on practicing good cyber hygiene and habits in an online world. These are a few of the agendas. I will be focusing on password security, safer browsing, email security, safer social networking, your software security, device security, including the mobile, USB, and accessing Wi-Fi, and also some awareness on malwares. So before I start, I think you must all be aware of cybersecurity because everybody of you are studying in computer science engineering. You all are technical students, so it may not be new, but just to go according to the flow of my presentation, I will read out the definition. There are many definitions in the internet if you see, but this is one definition that I have felt would be important for the technical students, especially. So cybersecurity is the state of or process of protecting and recovering computer systems, networks, devices, and programs from any type of cyber attack. So when we say cybersecurity, so just to give you an analogy of not an technical world, like for example, you are in a room right now. You must be in a room, and you must have a light bulb. So can you think of ways, like at least 5 to 10 ways to turn off the light? The first could be you just switch off the light, or you hit the bulb with a stone and break it, or you cut the wire, or you put it from these put down the source. So these are some of the ways you can turn off the bulb, the electricity bulb. And once you know that there's this many ways to turn off the light, then you start thinking of how this electricity bulb functions. It functions because of the electricity. It needs wire. Then you think of what are the loopholes, what are the vulnerabilities or the weak points. And when you identify those, then you think of how you can protect it from other intruders, other bad actors from attacking it or disrupting it. So when we take that analogy, it's something like that when it comes to cybersecurity. So for example, the PSNA website, so it is one of your assets, and there could be many loopholes, the weak points where any cyber bad actors could attack or bring down the website or put some nasty thing in the website. And the PSNA management should think of the ways where you can secure the PSNA website, and how you can train the students and teachers and the other employees, and how you can put on some policies. So putting everything together, then for me, that's what cybersecurity is. So I hope it makes a little sense to you all. By the way, you can interrupt me anytime if you have any doubts. You don't have to wait till the end. Okay. So cyber hygiene. So when it comes to cyber hygienes, since since the ICT, the technology has bloomed over, like compared to my generation, 10 years back, there was very few. We used to go to cafe or lab to even browse. But now, internet is in your hand. It's anywhere you go. But with the pandemic, the COVID-19, now everyone has been forced to jump into the internet world, the online world. So it has become a responsibility of each of us, everyone who use internet. When we say for a country, it becomes the responsibility of a citizen. And in an online world, for us, we are the netizens. And the online space is so huge. It's a transboundary. It's not like this cyberspace is India's cyberspace or that cyberspace is Bhutan's cyberspace. It's a transboundary. All of us are equally responsible to be to keep ourselves cyber clean or cyber hygiene, like to prevent the coronavirus from getting infected. We wash our hands, we use masks. Similarly, for the bad actors, for the viruses or the malwares to get infected in our devices, this is the cyber hygiene. So cyber hygienes are some minimum practices or steps that will help us from getting infected by some viruses or malware or getting ourselves cyber attacked. So it reduces the chances from getting infected with malwares or getting a cyber attack. So these are some of the questions for you to think. Like, do you often change your password? Do you update your apps, mobile apps or software in your desktop or laptop, in your phone? Do you use pirated software? Do you use antivirus software and anti-malware applications? If you're not using pirated operating system, or how often do you share a post in social media? Like, do you really care about your privacy or the information that you share in public or in private? Have you heard about multi-factor authentication? So this is some of the questions that I want you to think as I go on my presentation slides. So have you, any one of you have tried this Have I Been Born the website? So this is the website. You can enter your email address or your phone number, and then it will show whether your email had ever been compromised or had been into some information security breaches. This is not actually our fault, because in this online world, we have to register, we have to give some or little information. Like, for example, for your Aadhaar card, you must have given your some information, personal information, or like for LinkedIn or Facebook, we have to give our email ID and then some basic personal information. But what the provider of the services they do is they do promise to safeguard our information, but it usually doesn't happen, and many security breaches happen where they lose our information. So if you just click on here, personally for me, my Gmail ID, it had been in past 10 years it been into a breach for 3 times, and if you find that your email address had been breached, just do not panic. You go back and change your password. So it's important for that. So and it's important that you check your email ID or phone numbers once in a while into this website. It will be very handy for you, whether that your password is really strong enough or you really need to change your password now. So talking about password, so when you keep your passwords, I really hope that because PhD students have always been smart, so I hope that your passwords are not like simple names or a name of your favorite pets or the places, your favorite places, or some of the common words. I hope it's not. So how can you make your password very secure? Or why do we have to make a password secure? That's because the first protection of our online account is password. You know that the first thing that lies in the gate is our password. So it's really important for us to keep our password very strong. So how you can make our password strong is by making it a mix of letters, like just not a name or a place or some common names. Maybe you can make a passphrase, something like Sweta is smart, and then that thing, make it into a word, mix it with the capital letters, small letters, some numbers, special characters, and the length of your password should be at least 16 characters or more. So why we need this long, strong password is because usually the common words and the names have this passwords have already been breached. The bad actors or because the internet has been so huge and it's accessible, all those breached passwords have been kept as a record, and the attackers can brute force or do some rainbow tables, which is a little technical for cybersecurity work, but they can really crack your password. And once an attacker can crack your password, they can do anything with your account. Like they can post some very vulgar things, or they can brag, like how Karthikeyan's Facebook impersonation, like they can ask for money from your friends pretending to be you, or from your account they can share some malwares, viruses, and many other nasty things. So it's really important for you. The first thing that you start when it comes to cyber hygiene is making your password strong. And we shouldn't, when we create an account, we make a password, we shouldn't save in phones or documents or write it down in a note and keep it on a desk, because it would be visible by anybody else. When we say cyber attacker, the bad person, it's not always the hackers which you see in the movie, like with a black hoodie. It could be your friends who are actually not friend, like, they must be having some bad intention. They might want to harm you. So if your passwords are freely available, then they can harm you in any other way through the technology. And the other good habit is do not use same password for more than one account. The password that you have for Facebook shouldn't be the same password for your LinkedIn or Gmail or the email ID that's given by BSNA. You should segregate it. You should have different password for different account. Why? That is because you have a one password. Okay, your Facebook has been breached. Your password has been compromised. Some of the attackers have bought it from dark web, your accounts. Since you have same password for all other accounts, one compromise of one account will lead to compromise of all other accounts, and you will be blacked off from the online world. So it's very risky to have just one password. So, and also do not allow your browsers to see password. When we register, when you're logged in, it pops up like a safe password or remember password. Never ever do that, because it gets saved into cookies, and because many websites are not always genuine ones. The bad people can also have websites which look very genuine, and what they can infect it. The only thing is they can infect it, and they can steal your cookies and your session, and as well as everything that's been saved in the browser. So it's a risky thing to save in the browser, to remember a password in the browser. And when you whenever you use friends or some strangers devices to log into your Facebook account or LinkedIn or other very popular accounts in a few that's there in currently in Tamil Nadu, when you use others' device or when you browse from cafes, when you are done with anything, the work that you want to do, just don't leave it like that. Before you log it out, and then clear your cookies, clear the browser history, even clear the trash if you're using in the cafe. So it's important that you clear everything, all the information. It's really risky to just leave it like that. because cookies or history, it can save some of your information. And lock your accounts with multiple keys. For example, a two-step verification. Like you can secure your account through password, it's important. But you can further re-strengthen your security by enrolling into two-factor authentication, like enrolling your phone number. Password is something you know, but password is very easily, it can be easily hacked by the hackers. But when you have enrolled your phone, hacker may not know your phone, so it's like a re-strengthening. First password, and then your the PIN that you receive when you log into your account. You enter your password, and it asks for PIN, which you receive in your phone. So if you have two-factor authentication, it becomes a little more secure. It's not always advised to have a phone enrolled. You can also have some authenticator app. The best in the market is the authenticator, Google Authenticator app. You don't need to have always the phone number carrying in you. When you log into your account, you give your password and you open your Google Authenticator. It will have some digits, six number digit. You enter it and you access your account. So it's advised to have this authenticator app, or you enroll your phone number. So when I say do not use one password for all accounts, you have to create multiple passwords. So when you have multiple passwords, it will become really hectic, or it will become annoying for you to remember all the passwords. And it's also not possible to remember all passwords at one time. So the advice is to use Password Manager. Me especially, I use the MacBook, Mac OS, the Keychain Access. But for Windows users and other users, you have this OnePass, KeyPass. There is a very good password manager where it can manage your password as well as secure password. So you all are advised to use those password manager apps. So this is just a screenshot of a KeyPass, one of the password manager, where it is very handy because they can store the title and then what's the username and the password and the URL. So this becomes really handy. This screenshot is you must have seen it multiple times, because everybody here today is netizens. So you would know, like when you log in, even when you log into your Gmail account, the browser may have asked you to remember password, but please do not click it, because it's really not advised to do that. When it comes to safer browsing, as all of you are students, you have to do mini research, you have to do assignments, group works, and maybe also have to do this virtual meeting that how we are doing now. It's important to know the websites that you are visiting is genuine, or the website that you are visiting is a secure one. How we can check is through this HTTPS, Hypertext Transfer Protocol. Before it was just HTTP, now we have S, which means that it has got the certificate. You also can see a log sign. I think this is so obvious, everybody must be knowing it. Second year and third year students must be knowing it very well. So the website with the padlock and HTTPS, what it means is they have enrolled the SSL certificate. So it's good, like it's secure. You can give your information to this website. They will encrypt it on the transaction side. And those websites which do not have this secure sign, the browser obviously show that insecure. So try not to give away your information over those kind of a website, because it could have some scripts, some bad programs that could steal your actions or the sessions. The other thing is the pop-ups. When you browse, they will come like a pop-up, or suddenly something will come up and it will say that your device is infected, and click on okay, and you will that it will download something and it clean up your device. Never fall into this, because it's all the thing is this antivirus or something good or something that will help us, never it's never there in the online world. The physical world is not safe, but online world, it becomes more riskier, because everybody wants to take away something from you. There's nothing free in online world. So if something comes pop-ups, then you should be aware that rather than cleaning up your system, it is rather infecting your system by installing some script or programs which will sometimes it will install your crypto miners, or it will install some viruses which will be stilled, which will take away, which will uh, observe all your activities online. And sometimes if you take your laptop to some like for example PSN network, and you um, connect it in a network, then through your infected system, it can infect the network as well. And from the network, then it might go to the server, then database, and then so and so it can infect the entire campus. So it's really important that you should be aware, you should be very vigilant and cautious of visiting different websites while doing research, or browsing for your fun, or for some services that you want to avail. So whenever you are in doubt, this is a virus total. It's a website. It's a database which is very up to date. So if there's a URL, or if you have some hash file, like every document can generate a hash file, because you always see as a student. So I think I can use some of the technical words. So you can upload it here, or you can put the URL, and like for example, I just put it google.com, and one of the database, it shows that it could be phishing, though it could be false positive, but it will show it will give you whether that website you want to visit is secure or not. So this is just for some awareness purpose. And next is email security. I hope everybody have got an email account that's been given by college, right? So it's really important, because these days most of the big cyber attacks comes through email, because email has become very vital in this online world, in this digital world, for students, or for a business person, or for a person like me, like government employee or corporate employee. The first thing that we communicate is through email. And email has also become like a kind of platform where the business person send lots of their marketing materials, and when it becomes too much, it becomes scams. Sometimes it's just not a scam. Sometimes people craft those marketing materials and put some scripts or some viruses as attachment, or send some malicious link for you to really lure you and make you click it, so that they can infect you. So email security has become really important. For example, like if you have a bank account, and bad actors, the cyber attackers, could use your bank, can impersonate a bank that you are using, and ask for your personal information. So you always have to know that some of the government service providers, through online service provider, or banks, or some utility services, they will never ever ask for your personal information, or at least the PIN code, or the one-time passwords. So always have to be mindful of the emails that you're receiving, and your email account password should never be shared in email, or or the passwords like Facebook password or anything you shouldn't share in emails, because emails is something like the way we used to send letter in post letters. So in order to make secure, we have to use some encryption, to use some public and private key I think for the first year students, as you go for second and third year, you will understand more of the cryptography. So you'll understand there. So right now, the usage of cryptography is here. The email where public-private keys are already shared, and then any email that you send could be encrypted, and the email that you receive can be opened only through your private key. So it's important to have that. And if you receive an email and it really shows you that you have won this sum of money, or this is the assignment that you were really looking for, always think, because if you are not expecting that email to receive, do not click it on attachment or link, because there could always be some malicious thing behind it. And as I just shown you the VirusTotal app, if you have a link, cleanly copy that link and paste it in VirusTotal. And if it is malicious, it will just show it the rate indicator will show that the link or the attachment is malicious, and don't open it. And also use spam filter. You can mark any emails, like in Google, you can mark it as spam, and it will directly go to the spam folder, and next time it will not come into your inbox, it will directly go to the spam and get deleted. Or if you receive some attachments or link, then you can report it as phishing, and Google will take care of it. So yeah, those are the things. And for the third year or the final year students, if you really are into the security field, if you receive such emails, phishing emails, try to have like a virtual machine thing. If you have a virtual machine, you can play around with those kind of malicious links and attachments. But for the other students who really want to first focus on studying other chapters, or if you have to remain clean, then don't do it, because anything you click, it is going to infect you. Not only you, it may infect your friends or teachers, and then it can spread. Like you can be the gateway of spreading. So always be cautious when you handle emails. So just what Karthikeyan sir has said, like his Facebook impersonification. So when we share our information in social media, be mindful of what you are sharing and to whom you are sharing. So if it's like a very personal thing and you are sharing out in open in public, then anybody can impersonate you. Like for example, maybe Karthikeyan sir's case could be like the bad person could have just taken your picture and some of your basic information, and then start impersonating you. And in other cases, what it can also do in a really severe cases is, mostly people will take a picture of the restaurant you visit or the vacations that you go. So what it gives is, if a person really want to harm you, then they can easily kidnap you, or they can easily know your home address, and then break into your home, take away all your belongings, very precious belongings. So those things can happen in our level. And also be cautious, because in these days in WhatsApp, there's WhatsApp OTP scam, and then Facebook, the cyber attackers, what they do is they craft some link which will look very genuine, which will look like a games, and then they spread. So those, and then the Facebook users, most are maybe because they are not aware. What they do is they click it, and then it automatically gets sent to their contact, and then from their contact to other contact, and in that way it really gets infected the entire community or society. So it's really important that whatever links that you click, it's important. And when you know that those links are malicious, the responsibility of you is also to tell your friends and families, those who are not aware of such bad activities that can happen in the social networking sites. So like for example, the install software over chats, such games, apps requesting your profile, then so this should be you should be really aware of it. Here in Bhutan, we had this mass OTP OTP, WhatsApp OTP scam, whereby even our ministers, they lost their WhatsApp account at least for a day. So even, if you receive some request for help from your teacher or from your very best friend, asking to send you OTP or send you some other passwords, don't fall into it, because they will not gonna ask, and you should not ask. Always verify, call it whether you are really asking for it, because that had happened here. There was WhatsApp OTP scam. Some high level big person asked the low level big person, and he gave away from him. His WhatsApp got hacked. Through his account, it get infected to others. Then at least like 100 to 200 people got infected by that. So it's advised that you know your cyberspace when handling these social networking sites. When it comes to software, I hope nobody is using a pirated operating system or pirated apps, or you download your mobile apps not from the genuine store, but from other APK files or other applications, because it's very risky in plain terms, because all the applications are, you say this Windows system, Windows 10 or Mac OS or other applications, Microsoft Offices, they release it, and behind the back, there's always some developers who are constantly checking the functionality aspects as well as security aspects, and there's also some freelancer like bug bounty who will constantly check if there is any vulnerabilities or any loopholes or any bugs in the applications or operating systems. And whenever there is, the provider, for example Microsoft or Apple, they send the patches, they inform us. But if you are using a pirated software, you will miss it. You will never receive it. And when you don't receive the information, you will not be able to patch it. You'll not be able to cover the loopholes. And when you are not able to do it, you remain open for cyber attack or vulnerabilities. So it's really important that you should never use a pirated software, especially the operating system. And it's really important for you to have, but if you have a genuine Windows 10, then it comes with the Microsoft, what's it? The antivirus thing, Defender, Microsoft Defender. It helps. Anything like if there is a ransomware kind of malware, anything, they quarantine it and you delete it. If you have some more resource, you can also buy other antivirus software and try to scan at least once a week to check whether your system is infected or not. And you can always enable the built-in firewall functions. Mac comes with it, and also Windows, they have it. So be that. When it comes to mobile device and Wi-Fi security, similar to apps, always downloaded from the Play Stores or Google Play. And the mobile apps, what it usually does is, some of the apps, even though it doesn't require your photographs or your GPS or your contact, they ask for it. And if you don't check it properly, if you allow everything, if you allow all the access to those apps, what it does is it will track you. It will understand everything, all your activities, and later on it can act against you. So it's advised that turn off the services that you do not use, or disable or remove applications or plugins that is not useful for you. Disable Bluetooth or wireless when it's not in use, and also turn off GPS, because it's always following you. Your movement will be tracked, because your privacy is important. So it's advised for you to at least turn off the services if you're not using it. Don't always keep it on. Further, when you are using Wi-Fi, Um, I hope you don't, when you see a free Wi-Fi, if you get access to Wi-Fi without they asking passwords, don't feel very happy, because they are giving, nothing is free. Just remember that in online world, nothing is free. They are giving you Wi-Fi access, but in return, they are taking your information. Or in very severe cases, what they could do is, when you join that SSID, the Wi-Fi name, when you join it, it will rather take your phone information. It will take the password that you have already saved, some of the Wi-Fi passwords. So it will take the information. And in some cases, it will act like a man in the middle attack. It's one kind of attack which will record all your activity, the online activity. Like for example, you go to a airport, join the free Wi-Fi, and you do your banking transactions, then the risk is you might lose all your banking details to the Wi-Fi provider, the Wi-Fi owner. So always be aware of whether your device is like Wi-Fi hotspot or how it is being configured. Set devices like before joining any wireless networks. So set the device to aux before joining anything. Just don't join any free Wi-Fi, and keep your devices and apps updated. And your phone firmware should also be updated whenever there is one. And think twice before joining free Wi-Fi, as I had said before. USB devices. I'm not sure how the culture is right now over in BSNA, but here in Bhutan, people really don't care about the information that they keep in USB device. Like 4 GB or 8 GB USB, they lose it, they don't care about it. But if you have like sensitive data in your USB device and you just lose it, then it can be a really loss for you. It can be really harmful later on. Like if you have some intellectual property thing copied in a USB, then you're losing it forever, and it can harm you as a reputation, or it can be lost. Like some other people can generate money from that. And in other way, but if you find a USB device lying somewhere on an alley or on a gateway or corridor, when you find one, do you really get happy? So most of the people, like you get a pen drive, USB drive, and then you feel really happy because you feel that it could be a great use for you to share movies or share photographs or share other things. But it could also mean that it could be infected with virus, or somebody have really crafted, really wanted to trap you by infecting the USB device, throwing it in the path where you are walking, and then you pick it up, you put it in your device, check it, then it's gone. Your device is infected. So you should be careful of these USB devices as well. Before you put it in your device, put it in some like sandboxing, or a device which doesn't have some critical information or applications, so that the way you can just check it or play around. So do that. So it's important that it could have some malicious code, or it can, somebody must have like enemies, or some people who have got bad eye for BSNA college, or for to you could craft something like that. So just I've said before, so do not store sensitive information on USB drive unless it is encrypted or password protected. So you can also have that like hard drive encryption or password protection. You can use that. Always scan the drive with an antivirus before opening it, and think twice before you plug in free pen drives. Malwares. So malwares, those worms, viruses, they all fall into the category of malware. This flow, it shows the how a malware can get infected through your system and can also infect your organization. For example, in this case, could be PSNA's database, like the exam database or student database or teacher database, something like that. So how it does is it usually starts through social engineering or through phishing emails. So what attacker really thinks, what really takes the method is by distributing malicious code through emails or through links, like I have said before, through Facebook links, chats, URLs, or USBs. And then those people who are not aware will not even know that this could be a trap, and they could click on the links or they could insert USB and infect their system. So their system gets infected, and with the compromised system infected, the malware gets installed. And when you join some network, some organization network, or even your home network will get infected. It will, once your home network is infected, it will infect your siblings or your parents or your friends. And then if it's in a college network, then it will infect the PSNA college networks network, and then it will infect through the network. It can get to the critical information, the critical systems like student database or student exam database. So this thing can happen. There are various types of malware, like ransomware, which is deadliest, which is still happening. I mean, usually what we have heard about the cyber attacks around the world is ransomware of big companies like healthcare, health information data, or something like that. But these days, they are also targeting individual. Like if you're using some pirated software, which doesn't have got antivirus or which doesn't have got like Windows Defenders, what it does is you can get infected with this one form or the other form of newest variant of ransomware, and all your data get encrypted, and you won't be able to get it unless and until you have got a backup. So that's one of the deadly case. Then the fileless malwares, which make changes to file that are native to the operating system. There's a spyware, which collects your activity data. There could be adware, serves unwanted advertisement. There could be Trojans. It disguised as some other useful information, but rather it is something that could harm you, like the one I have told you before about the pop-up thing. The worms, it spreads a network by replicating itself. Rootkits gives the hackers remote control of a victim's device. Keyloggers, it will monitor all your anything you have typed. The keyloggers are usually used to gain your passwords or your bank account details. Then bots, the one that I've showed, this is here, and it could be any malware. If it's a bot, then your computer, it will start acting like a bot, and it will join a big bot network. And this bot network, what it can do is it can launch the DDoS attack, the denial of service attack. Maybe you're based in your website, because it will send lots of requests, and when it comes big request from the distributed denial of service, then the system gets compromised. So the system goes down, and the people, like the students, the innocent students, will be at loss. They won't be able to access the website. So similarly, mobile malware, which infects the mobile devices. This is WANA Decryptor 2.0. It's one of the ransomware example. It's a screenshot. So how it shows is like your computer is encrypted. If you want your data back, then you have to pay this and this amount at this address. Usually they will ask in Bitcoins to pay. And but don't ever, if you ever come across this ransomware attack and your files get encrypted, the first advice is always keep backup. If you don't have backup, don't ever pay it, because there is never a surety that they will give you the decryption key. Mostly they don't. Even if they give you, all the files that's been encrypted will not be decrypted. So it's advised not to give. if we give money, it's rather the hackers, the black hat people. They will grow. They will grow more. They will have more resources to launch further bigger attacks. So it's advised never ever to give a ransom. So just as I explained before, what it does is attacker takes control of data and makes it inaccessible to user. Users are asked to pay a ransom to get their data back. Infection mostly delivered through, so the infection is mostly delivered through phishing attacks. Some of the big examples are WannaCry and BTR viruses. Prevention is caution while opening links, attachments, and emails, because some like adware or other malwares, the antivirus can run it, or anti-malware can run it, and you detect, you can clean it, delete it. But if it's a ransomware, then it can, before the antivirus can scan, or in the worst case, if you don't have an antivirus, then it will encrypt all your critical information. And use a good antivirus software, secure your network. For the PSNA, I hope it's already been implemented. The student network, or the teacher's network, or the main server, it should be segregated. It should be separate. There should be a firewall in between. There should be good access control list, like who is logging in, who is logging out, and what are the activities that's been doing. So everything should be there. Install updates and patches regularly. Keep backups. That's really important, like a weekly backup or daily backups if possible. And network access policies, which I just said before. And most important, always educate employees, users, students, teachers, or the support staffs, or the administration staffs. Everybody should be educated well on different kinds of malwares and the cyber attacks. So this cybersecurity domain, this is actually, I have finished my slides. This cybersecurity domain is for yesterday's questions. So Karthikeyan, if you are there, this is one of the junior had asked me what are the different domains of cybersecurity. So as you can see, you can see the different branches. Cybersecurity goes like there's too many small branches. For example, security architecture, when you say, then there is like secure network design, data protection, there's the cloud security, then access control, identity management, privilege. These are the authentications, and security engineering, cryptography, secure system, baseline configurations. Then the other domain is framework and standards, like we have NIST, ISO, SANS, COVID. Then physical security is a different thing. You have CCTVs. It monitors your physical security. But again, to secure your CCTV, there's another domain. And then there's a risk assessment, then governance, laws and regulations, executive management involvement, like security auditing, security risk assessment. There's lots of branches to cybersecurity, and threat intelligence is the most happening thing at the moment. I hope you have heard about the honeypots and honeynet projects. I think it would be really good for the final year student or third year student to do some project on the honeynet for the PSNA set network. Then user educations, and there's this here. Me especially, I'm into the security operation, even though I have to do a little bit of all of this. The BT set, it's actually a security incident response team. So main thing that we do is we try to monitor our government network and systems. We do vulnerability assessment and vulnerability management. We do incident response whenever there is an incident. Government or the public, they report it to us, and we handle it. And we do investigations. So all the penetration testing or digital forensics, so it comes over this domain. So those aspiring students who really want to go into the cybersecurity field, then good job in any of this field. You can really see that it's so huge, it's so big. So Yeah. So any questions? Hello.
People now can ask your queries. You can ask it directly or you can type it in the chat box so that I can read it out.
Yeah, I hope it, because I tried to, this slides are the same that we use in our office. So
Okay.
if I tell you more about office, we are just five ladies, actually, just five ladies who do awareness and also do the instant handling.
Okay. So actually, I have a
Students, you
question.
can ask.
Uh, can I?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
Sweta,
which
proceed.
type of cyber attack is commonly performed through emails? Like whether it's ransomware or phishing or Trojan,
Yeah.
like which is the one that is commonly performed in
Oh,
cyber attack through emails?
it's the phishing actually.
Oh,
So in the phishing email, the link or the attachment, it could be any kind of malware. Mostly people target is ransomware, and so it's the deadliest one. But it could be some adware or some uh, little lesser severe malwares.
okay.
But the thing is, never ever click on any attachment or any click on the links if you're not expecting that email, you know.
Okay, I understand.
If I just give you my example, I was actually doing some research on uh, like cyber reports from different organizations, and I received an email. Like that email was, "Do you want a free report from so and so company?" Then I thought maybe I also checked their email in the LinkedIn, and I thought it was genuine. So I replied I want it. Then that person sent me an attachment. When I just hover into the virus total one, when I just put the link there, what it comes is the rate, all the indicators. So
Okay.
that, there could be like specially crafted phishing or scams
Yeah,
to
even then,
individual persons.
even then they say it's secure, but it's not.
Not so you have to double check. Like, is it really the genuine one? Is it really what you should get? Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So do we have any other questions?
Students, you can ask the questions directly or you can put it in the chat box. Sweta will convey the questions. This is a wonderful opportunity. You can interact with your senior. So that only she's immediately accepted our invitation. She's with us now. So you can interact with her. Pratima, I'm having some questions I can ask later. Okay.
Sure, sir.
Okay.
But
First, we
like
are into
more than me, it's the teachers who have taught me. So if I can't explain the
no,
answer, then
but you are working in real time now. You are working in
yeah,
real time
in some ways.
cybersecurity, so that you are the right person. Yes, yes. Students, you can ask your queries. So as of now, if you are having no queries, Pratima,
Yes, sir.
could you elaborate more on that crypto miner? What is actually that crypto miner? How it is used in cybersecurity?
Actually, this crypto miners is using lot of your network. It will take your processing power, the computer's processing power, as well as your network bandwidth, and uh, and it will not benefit you. Rather, it's going to benefit the owner of that crypto miner. So why should you uh, lose all your resources for somebody else, and you won't be able to access it? Everything will get slow, the network gets slow, some sites will not be accessible. So that's the danger of this miners, because somebody is using your resources to do something good for them.
Yes.
That's the case. But if you're into cryptocurrency, crypto mining, then you can have your separate resources. That, like, if you are
Okay.
really into like bitcoins, and then actually I'm not, just started some little research on Bitcoin. So
Bitcoin is completely
not Bitcoins and cryptocurrencies. I mean, not the Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is very expensive at the moment. You can't even mine. It requires a very big processing power.
So,
Can we? Yeah.
yeah, can I read it out? Can we
Yes, yes.
bypass two-factor authentication?
Um, from the attacker side, actually, yes. If you are interested into penetration testing, there are tools like Burp Suit. I don't know if you have heard about that. What it can do is it can encrypt all that transaction. Like, you click on, like, when you are ordering a pizza, then you have to pay it, right? So at the time when you are paying it, each transaction it can record, and it can change. Like, it can also find like I'm using like Sweta's account to buy a pizza for me. So, but you have your phone, I don't have your phone, right? How they can do is they can brute force, like if it's just a 4-digit OTP, one-time password, it can brute force it very quickly. The processing, those devices are very quick. It can bypass it. But how we can prevent it? Even the OTP, it should be bigger length, and it like if it's a Google authenticator, it usually can't be seen by others. So there's both yes and no. Like, and if it's not two-factor, then you can have three-factor authentication, or you can have single sign-on. So there are preventive measures as well. But as you can see, internet, it's actually incredibly very good for us, the learners, but it can incredibly be threatening. Like, bad people can also evolve at the same time. Sometimes they are even way ahead from the white people, the black hatters. So have to be really careful.
Pratima?
I don't know. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Pratima, as a cybersecurity expert, what's your opinion that whether storing the contents in Google Drive is whether it is safe or not? Because we are storing a lot of contents in Google Drive nowadays, since we are in virtual mode. Okay, so whenever we can go, wherever we can go, we can access the content from Google Drive. Whether it is safe.
It also becomes like us, even Bhutan government, we also have purchased this online Google Suite. So we are also storing a lot of information in Google Drive. The point is, since we are the paid user, we have some contract like which says that they will not use our information for marketing purpose or for their research. But however, when it comes to security, Google they are secure, a lot secure than what we can develop a database, and then it will not function well as well. It will take some more resources to secure it. But the question is on privacy. So what we can do is we can classify our information. If it's very critical or sensitive to college or to the student, then it's best not to save it in Drive. But other than for the usefulness, for to do collaboration, instant collaboration, Google Drive, we also use. We as a Bhutan government, we also use. So that way it's good. But it always have to give and take. Like, somewhere we have to bargain it. So this has become the online world. It can never be like fully secure. It can never be fully secure, but we have to always be alert, cautious, like what we are doing. Every steps needs to be taken care.
Okay, I'll read out the next question. What does
Okay.
intrusion detection system meant in cybersecurity?
IDS, it's the intrusion detection system, is similar to firewall. So when you have a network, you install those intrusion detection system in the network. It could be like host based or a network based. If you have a server, you can host it there, or in the network, you can have a different points. What it does is it will scan all the network activities. If that activity is found abnormal or malicious or not as a usual traffic, then it will detect the security officer. We have to monitor it daily. So that's how it helps in protecting the network. Yeah.
Okay, so the next question is, what are the biggest cybersecurity threats right now?
I can say because I'm not sure about India. India is really huge as a physical country, and online you really can't say all the marketing, like dating apps, social networking app, business, everything goes online, right? So, but it's similar to us also. Right now for us, it's the phishing emails, the scams, because they are the known people, the technical people are a little aware, but the majority of population are not technical savvy, so they are targeting those people. So through the scam of like WhatsApp or through email scams, phishing scams, they are trying to get financial motives. Yeah, that's the
Okay, the
risk.
next question is, how effective is our cybersecurity strategy at addressing business risks?
It's if you have the high level in a company, the head of the company, if you have like CEO involved and your chief information security officer involved, a strategy will be really handy, because it will the strategy will not only focus on the technical aspects, it will also look at the people, like how they should be trained or how awareness should be given, then at what point of time, at what frequency, and then all the policies, like who will be able to access this IT stuff, or who will not be able to access, who will monitor it. So a good strategy will be really helpful in business risks, because through the strategy there will come the risk assessment and risk manage. So that's the point. That's the point where to start.
Okay, I think that's it. Yeah, so thank
Okay.
you so much, Mrs. Pratima. Like, it was really a
Okay.
rejuvenating session, and I learned a lot, like how to remember our password and how to secure our emails, phone numbers. And actually, I checked in that website, and it was pawned. So I checked it was
Shweta,
pawned.
Oh, it was
So,
bond.
yeah, so thank you for sharing a lot of sites.
Shweta,
Yeah, sir.
Okay.
uh, I have one more question to Pratima.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
Pratima, recently I came to know from some of our students, like our WhatsApp account also being hacked, like Facebook account. Is it true?
Yeah. Yes. Here in Bhutan, we most of the scams are through WhatsApp. Last time there was like I, I I didn't receive, but my husband also he received a message from his friend asking for the uh, the one-time password. So if you are not enabled the two-factor authentication in WhatsApp, you can, if you just click on it and send that one-time password, you lose your account.
Oh,
So the hacks are so easy in WhatsApp also. So it's better
so we
to
should be very
enroll
careful.
to,
We should be very careful.
yes,
Yes,
two-factor
yes.
authentication. There's in Facebook, Instagram, I think in LinkedIn also. So all the
Okay.
security features you have to enable it. And even for Google, they have their protection, security protection has really improved. So
Okay,
it's good
Pratima.
if you
Thank you.
can, yeah, yes, sir.
Thank
And
you. Thank you.
maybe you
Thank you.
can share it to your friends, and also, and
Yes, yes,
students can share it
definitely.
to your friends. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
So we have
Then another
another
question.
question. What is our plan for identifying and addressing cyber threat? Is it current?
Is
Shall
it a
I?
question for me?
Yeah,
And
yeah, you.
okay, because it's at our plan. Usually, how we identify threats is by first, it's the risk assessment process only. First, you identify what is your assets. What is your IT assets, your website, your databases. Also, you have to identify who are the key person. our Karthikeyan sir could be the key person, the HODs, and so through that, once you have these like a database is very important. So you have to then next is what could be the threat? Like how can somebody infect it? How can somebody attack it? And you will list down all the ways that can hamper that database, right? So next thing, how we can prevent it is by seeing maybe if there's a vulnerability, like we can scan through many vulnerability tools, identify vulnerability tools. If we need to patch, we patch it. Like for web server, if we have to upgrade to newer version, we upgrade it to newer version. Then we do like network segregation, put it in a different network. And when we also put like firewalls or like intrusion detection, like intrusion prevention systems, we put in place. But for all those, we need technical people as well as engagement from the higher authority. We need resources, like we need money. So
Okay. So is there any other
that's how we
question?
identify the threats.
Yeah, anyone?
Hi, sir. This is Farzana
Hi.
from 2011
Oh,
batch. Yeah,
Farzana,
yeah.
are
I
you
just
happy?
joined.
Hi, Fazal.
Hi,
Pratima,
Pratima. How are you?
I'm good.
Students very happy. One of our 2011 alumni, like Pratima, Farzana, also very sincere student for me. Now she is working in Accenture. Okay, very happy.
Hi.
Farzana, you can interact with Pratima.
Thank you, sir. So, how are you doing, Pratima?
I'm good, Fazana.
Yeah,
Fazana.
so
Because
good to see
your
you.
name with different names, I thought it was
Okay.
you.
Yeah, that's
That's
because my
pleasant surprise.
account is not working. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So,
Yeah. You
how
look
are
great.
you and
Yeah.
how's your work? Thank you.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
been
I'm
10
good.
years now. Yeah.
Yeah, right now working
Farzana,
with Accenture. So, yes. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Farzana, if you want to say something to our present students, you can share a few minutes if you
Yeah.
are free now. Yes, yes.
Yeah, sure, sir. Actually, I was also planning for a session probably like sometime
Oh, thank
maybe
you.
next
Thank
month.
you so much.
Yeah,
That's really
I'll
good because she's really
yeah.
hardworking person. Um,
Thanks for that.
Me and other Bhutanese friends, we really looked up to Farjana and Priya, Prabhakar. So they are really
And
hardworking people.
Farjana's close friend Harigara Sudha. Farjana's close friend Harigara Sudha. Where is she now?
Yeah.
Farjana.
I think she's a boss chef. So like I mean, we kind of like lost touch recently. I think she's in German. Like,
German. Okay, okay. Good,
yeah.
good. Ah.
I knew that she traveled, but I'm not sure like where she is now. But I hope she's there. Yeah.
Farjana, Uma Maheshwari
Okay.
madam
Yeah.
is also there in meeting. Farjana,
Oh,
Uma
yeah.
Maheshwari
Hi,
madam is
ma'am.
also there in meeting.
Farzana, how are you?
Hello, ma'am. I'm good, ma'am. How are you?
Fine,
It's
ma.
been a
Can you
very,
show
really long time.
Farzana,
Sorry,
can you
ma'am.
show your face?
Sorry, I cannot enable the video. Okay, okay. Don't mind that. Like, I did not dress up well for the meeting, but still, yeah, you can see me.
Hi.
I,
Okay,
We
fine,
look
fine.
same actually.
Okay.
yeah, like too much of changes. Like in the 10 years. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
So yes, sir. Like to all the students, what I wanted to say is like there are a lot of opportunities for you. Too much of demands in the industry, but it's only that you need to have the right skill. So my advice is like not to actually like waste any of your time. Whatever time you have, like please learn. Try to specialize in the area which interests you. So that is the only thing that industry is expecting. It's not like you need to really like in earlier days it used to be like you will not have visibility in the office and all. It's not like that now. It's just that you need to have right skill, and then you need to have the right communication so you can go places. So that's what I wanted to say to all of you. Keep learning, like yeah, both smart work and hard work, both together. Yeah, all the best to all of you guys. Yeah.
Farzana, for your words.
Thank you, sir. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you so much for your valuable feedback.
Nice to see you.
Yeah. So thank you, Mrs. Pratima Pradhan, for your questions and answering all our queries. So it's time to honor our alumni, Mrs. Pratima Pradhan, by Dr. R. Karthikeyan sir and Dr. N. Uma Maheshwari ma'am from CSE department.
Sweta,
Sir?
am I audible?
Yeah, sir, you're audible.
Okay, because I'm having some poor network connection. So,
Okay, sir.
Farzana, thank you so much for your words to your juniors. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
It's been a
Yes,
pleasure
Sweta.
meeting all of you today.
Yes, yes. Sweta, you can proceed, pa.
Yeah, sir. So now I would like to hear the feedback from our participants. Can anyone come forward to give your feedback?
Sweta, before that, maybe we should virtually honor our alumni
So I said that. I think you did not hear
because
it.
because I'm having some poor network connection. Uma ma'am,
Okay.
I think it's
Uma ma'am,
Yes, sir.
ma'am, you are invited to give some virtual honor to our alumni. I will be sharing the screen. You can please hand over the virtual honor to our alumni, Ms. Pratima Pradhan, Senior ICT Officer, Royal Government of Bhutan. Just a minute, I will be sharing the screen.
Okay, sir.
My screen is visible, ma'am?
No, sir.
No?
Yeah, sir, now it's visible.
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes. Ma'am, please, ma'am, you can please virtually honor our alumna 2011 batch, Ms. Pratima Pradhan.
Thank you so much.
Pratima,
Yes,
hello,
Madeline.
is it audible?
Yeah,
Yes,
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 audible.
I'm
Madeline,
very
you are audible.
audible.
You are audible.
Pratima, we really appreciate your wonderful and valuable presentation. Okay, and
Thank you,
also we
Madeline.
also need your support for all our juniors, continuous juniors.
Sure, sure, I will be. Because this becomes my payback time, my duty. So I'll be always there whenever I have got time. I'll also leave my email
Okay,
ID. Yeah.
So,
okay,
Pratima,
okay.
thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Pratima, thank you so much for your most valuable session to your juniors. Really, the
Thank you,
session
sir.
will be the eye opener for your juniors to practice with good cyber hygiene. So, definitely, during this virtual and online world, your session may be most valuable one. So, thanks a lot
Thank you so
for
much.
joining
Thank
with
you so
us
much.
in the today's Alumni Talk series. And also, we have to thank so thanks may not be given to alumni, but anyway, our appreciation to Farzana also, even her busy schedule, she told me, sir, I'm having some project meeting, but she joined. She has addressed the juniors very shortly, but she has insisted very valid points. You should have right skill, right communication. Industry is having a lot of opportunities like that.
Yeah.
She has shared a lot of useful information. Anyway, in another occasion, definitely Ms. Farzana will join in any of the alumni talk series. Thanks, Farzana, also. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Sure, looking forward for that.
Okay, okay, okay. I will be stop presenting the screen.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. I'd like to hear the feedback from our participants. Can anyone come forward to give your feedback?
Students, you can talk, you can give your oral feedback because your seniors are awaiting for your feedback. Two seniors are there. Again, this batch is very lucky batch. Two of our alumni is there. Okay, they are very eagerly waiting for your words. Yes, we need some feedback.
Greetings, everyone. I would like to give the feedback.
Yeah, continue.
I thought that the session would be good, but I was wrong. It was an excellent session. I had a wonderful experience, very valuable guidance towards cyber hygiene and habits in online world. Moreover, I love the spirit and enthusiasm and great sense of humor of our presenter.
Thank you, Vaishni. So now we have actually shared a link. I request all the participants to give your feedback over there. I immensely share my love and gratitude
So
on
any other
behalf.
feedback? So if any other feedback, students can share orally during the session. Okay. Over to Sweta.
Yes, sir. I immensely share my love and gratitude on behalf of our student and department towards our alumni for her time and patience in sharing her knowledge. I feel grateful to be a part of this alumni talk show, and finally, to express the gratitude, I call upon Nishant N from first year CSE department to deliver vote of thanks. Handing over to Nishant.
Am I audible?
Yeah, Nishant, you're
Yes,
audible.
yes.
Okay. Good afternoon, one and all present here. I thank Almighty God for His providence on all of us for this wonderful day. It is my privilege to propose the vote of thanks on behalf of our PSNA Institute of Technology, Department of Computer Science and Engineering. I acknowledge the contributors who made this alumni talk series a grand success. First, I endeavored to thank respected chairperson Mrs. K. Dhanlakshmi ma'am and extended to Rotarian Mr. R.S.K. Raghuram sir for providing this great opportunity and encouraging to conduct this alumni talk series. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Then I record my sincere thanks to our head of the department, Dr. D. Shanti ma'am, and Dr. N. Uma Maheshwari ma'am, a professor of CSE department, for their moral support and encouragement for organizing this informative alumni talk series. Thank you, ma'am. I immensely thank to our resource person, Ms. Pratima Prathan from Ministry of Information and Communication, Bhutan, to take part even in her busy schedule to grace this event. Thank you, ma'am, for your inspiring and thought-provoking session on resourceful cyber hygienic and habit in online world. I express my thanks to our professor, Dr. R. Karthikeyan sir, Department of CSE, for arranging this valuable alumni talk series and providing us to learn. Thank you, sir. And also thank all of our faculty members. I thank all my team members for their logistic support in conducting this alumni talk series. Thank you, guys. And last but not least, I want to thank all my friends for their participation and present in alumni talk series. Thank you all. Hand over to Sweta.
Thank you, Nishant. So, thank you, ma'am. Thank you for this wonderful
Thank you.
presentation. Thank you so much. So, I conclude the session by saying, where there is will, there is a way. So, this is Shweta signing off.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
Pratima.
you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, sir. Thank you, every
Subha
one of
ma'am.
you.
Subha ma'am, thank you for joining, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
madam.
sir.
Thank you. Thanks for all the
And thank you,
students.
Fajana. Thank you,
Pratima,
madam.
thank
See
you.
you. Thank
Farzana,
you.
thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Farzana.
Thank you all. Thanks.
And
Thank
thank
you.
you,
Thank you.
Sweta, for being so sweet. And thank you, sir, for
Fatima,
giving me
thank you. Bye.
opportunity.
Bye.
Thank you.
Have a nice day.
Bye.
Thank you.
Sure. Bye. Bye.